When reading the headline, many may wonder, who would ask such a silly question? The reality is that Manchester United fans might see this as an early Halloween gift after a dark period in which the team seemed to be under an invisible curse. Finally, Manchester United has made the decision to sack head coach Erik ten Hag. The story unfolds like a multi-episode horror film, as Red Devils supporters endure weak performances game after game, as if waiting for an unexpected ending to bring relief. The club announced, Erik ten Hag has left his position as head coach of Manchester United. Appointed in April 2022, he helped the club win 2 domestic titles, the Carabao Cup in 2023 and the FA Cup in 2024. We are grateful to Erik ten Hag for what he has done for the team and wish him all the best in the future, the statement read. This was perhaps the news that Red Devils fans had been eagerly awaiting after a recent string of dark days. On social media, the question, "What's going on now?" has become a catchphrase every time Manchester United plays. Fans are now ready to celebrate Erik ten Hag's departure as a memorable moment in history. However, will this decision truly be the turning point that United needs? When Erik ten Hag arrived at Manchester United in 2022, he was welcomed as a hero, a man expected to help the club regain its former glory. After years of struggling with managers like David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, fans were exhausted from having high hopes, only to be deeply disappointed. With an impressive record at Ajax, Erik ten Hag was expected to bring a breath of fresh air to United with his focus on discipline, teamwork, and attacking play, qualities that Manchester United has lost since Sir Alex Ferguson's era. In his first season, Erik ten Hag made his mark by helping United end their trophy drought with victory in the 2023 Carabao Cup and guiding the Red Devils to a third-place finish in the Premier League. This achievement gave fans renewed hope for a bright future under his leadership. But like many fairy tales, this rosy period did not last long. What seemed like a turning point for Manchester United turned out to be just a fleeting ray of light. In the following season, expectations for Erik ten Hag began to waver as the team sank into a series of defeats and disappointing performances. Despite the management's decision to continue trusting him and extending his contract, as well as spending over £200 million to recruit several new players, Manchester United managed only 3 wins in 9 Premier League matches and fell to 14th place, a highly disappointing record. A string of consecutive losses, particularly the painful 1-2 defeat to West Ham, proved to be the last straw that led to Erik ten Hag's departure from the coaching role. One of Erik ten Hag's major weaknesses was his lack of flexibility in adjusting tactics when the team encountered difficulties. The style of play he implemented at Manchester United was unstable and easily exploited by opponents. The defense continually made individual errors, leading to unnecessary goals and preventing the team from maintaining control of matches. Meanwhile, United's attack has scored only 8 goals, just 2 more than Crystal Palace and Southampton. Are we relegating Manchester United to a relegation battle? This not only undermines the competitiveness of the Red Devils, but also creates a sense of helplessness for both players and fans. Despite spending over £200 million in the recent summer transfer window to bolster the squad with new signings like Matthijs de Ligt, Joshua Zirkzee, Manuel Ugarte, and Noussair Mazraoui, these new contracts have not lived up to expectations. Furthermore, the prolonged injury issues of several key players have significantly weakened the team's strength. As a coach, ten Hag has yet to create the positive and stable environment necessary to improve the current situation. Manchester United fans had high hopes for ten Hag, but what they witnessed was a directionless team. Social media forums were flooded with disappointment and criticism from supporters, increasing the pressure on him. Faced with pressure from both the media and fans and with no improvement in results, the club's management's patience finally reached its limit. The numbers don't lie. At the time of ten Hag's dismissal, Manchester United had only 4 victories out of 14 matches across all competitions, finishing the 2023 to 2024 season in 8th place in the Premier League. This is the worst performance since 1990 and the worst in the Premier League era. resulting in a Europa League spot only because of winning the FA Cup. With over £600 million invested since Ten Hag took charge, Manchester United needs good results to maintain commercial revenue and rights to participate in European competitions. The top priority is a top 4 finish in the Premier League, not only to uphold the brand's image, but also to ensure revenue from the UEFA Champions League. However, under Ten Hag, the Red Devils have dropped to 14th place with only 11 points after 6 matches, straying far from the original target and putting the club at significant financial risk. To address this issue, the management decided a change was necessary before things spiraled out of control. Manchester United must also comply with Premier League financial regulations, ensuring that losses do not exceed permitted limits. The initial estimate for sacking Ten Hag could cost the club around £13.5 million, but costs arising from the dismissal of his staff could exceed £25 million, putting significant pressure on financial balance. Gary Neville, the former Manchester United defender, did not hesitate to express his disappointment over the team's lack of identity under Ten Hag. Speaking on Sky Sports, Neville stated, "The lack of style and identity is one of the biggest issues we've seen in the past 2.5 years. The team could achieve better results with the current players if there was a clear style of play." Looking back at the match against Tottenham a few weeks ago, I sensed this was coming. It was a bad day for Manchester United and Erik Ten Hag. I think no one was really shocked by this decision. Neville's colleague, Jamie Carragher, also felt that Ten Hag should have been sacked earlier. Perhaps this should have ended in the summer, but all they did was delay it with 9 Premier League matches and an additional £200 million spent. Although Ten Hag won 2 trophies in 2 years, the team's style of play under him was too easy to defeat and lacked the potential to compete in the Premier League or Champions League. Parting ways with Ten Hag is seen as part of a long-term plan to find a new coach capable of stabilizing and rebuilding the team. Several potential candidates have been linked, including Ruben Amorim from Sporting Lisbon, Xavi, Graham Potter, and Kjetil Knutsen. Each name carries its own philosophy and style, aiming for not only short-term success, but also a comprehensive restructuring of the club. Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United's captain, also shared his thoughts following Ten Hag's departure. On his personal Instagram, he wrote, "Thank you, coach, for everything. I really appreciate the trust and the moments we shared. Although the last period wasn't smooth, I will always cherish the good things you have done for the club." In the meantime, Manchester United has appointed former legendary striker Ruud van Nistelrooy as interim coach. As a fighting symbol of the Red Devils in the early 2000s, Van Nistelrooy brings hope for a new spirit to the team. However, Rio Ferdinand also cautioned that people shouldn't have too many expectations. Currently, Van Nistelrooy will have to work with the squad that Ten Hag left behind. Not to mention, some players have gone through multiple coaching regimes without meeting expectations. Van Nistelrooy's immediate task is not only to stabilize the dressing room, but also to foster a sense of unity within the team and build a cohesive style of play. His appointment signals the club's intention to revive the fighting spirit while waiting for a long-term coach. Whether this decision will be successful remains to be seen, pending the management's next plans.